Welcome back to Saints Row Get Out of Hell. Right, so it's a little bit of an awkward timing, the way I've done this. We've got one... Didn't mean to punch you, I'm sorry. I wanted to punch the guy who was on fire. Yeah, we've got one more power left to get. We've gotta go save Vlad the Impaler from whatever's happened to him. Take that, orb. But then we actually have the first of the cleanup episodes. So yeah, we're gonna be doing, the last thing for a power, so the closest thing to a story mission we have. Other than the beginning and ending. We meet new people and get new powers. Theoretically, it's important to the overall narrative. And then, yeah, we're gonna be, obtaining the special weapons of the game, because I felt like that was a good first thing to do. The altars also would have been a pretty good first thing to do, but for reasons I felt like it would be a good idea to make part 7 of the non-com run be the episode where you get the weapons. You'll see why in a bit.
I found all the low-hanging fruit. Time to put the work collection.
Also, ouch. Well, anyway though, after we're done collecting clusters and exploding, our destination is this huge castle here. Of course your character has comments on.
What's a prison in hell look like?
Well, we'll figure out what a prison in hell looks like right about now. Funk Soul Brother. Pardon me, gentlemen, I'll just be going in. So, what horrible torture is Vlad the Impaler going through for his crimes against humanity, and in particular the Belmonts? Well, remember Dragon Ball Super?
Oh, Lightning. Is there nothing you can't do?
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long.
The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, so it's kind of like what they did to Frieza. Except we do actually need to recover Vlad. He's on the ground, he needs to be revived. Frieza was just mad.
You know, I gotta say, the song's pretty catchy.
Does the banality of this children's song not drive you mad?
This isn't pop music?
You're a strange woman.
Yeah, we're going back to that well, but that is kind of funny. Yeah, you know, Kinsey just hears stuff like this on the radio all the time as far as she's concerned. Anyway though, so we've got these shadows here. I had started mentioning enemy types in the previous episode. These are some of the more difficult ones to deal with. They will teleport if you get anywhere close to them. They are specifically snipers. They do sniper things, and they don't like it when you approach them. And since they have hell powers, they are able to get away from you if they need to. So let's see, we just got a couple guys left, including you. Yeah, best way to take these guys out is to just beat them at their own game, which, you know, maybe not quite as quick as the draw as I should be. Which is a shame. I've had some pretty good sniper shots in Saints Row, but, clearly this was not my day. I mean, really, there was nowhere to go but down after that Shogo shot.
We must end this infernal music! Come, let us return to my castle, so we may plot our next steps in proper surrounds.
Johnny led Vlad back to his castle, which since his incarceration became a haven for frat parties and squatters. But the systematic impaling of trespassers would have to wait. Vlad was a man of his word, and was eager to provide intel that could aid in hobbling Satan's armies.
I bestow upon you the Stygian cold fire.
Alright, so we've got our aura. which is actually just literally called Aura this time around, but it works more or less the same way. It is basically just a buff by a slightly different name and a slightly different power, but nonetheless we can just throw up a aura to hurt surrounding enemies and power ourselves up. Anyway though, of course Vlad's gone because he has, of course, been kidnapped. Thankfully he's just right over here, so it's not like he's hard to find.
Yeah! This is becoming a habit.
Wipers on the bus. Go! Fish! 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 Fish!
That's evil.
He's already relapsed. Tragic. Alright, well, as always, Dark Insiders are a bit annoying.
I'll go through every...
There is the grenade warning, but even still, they can catch you by surprise. You're not paying attention to them, and honestly, even if you are paying attention to them, I feel like I've never actually seen them toss it. I've seen the grenade be tossed, but I haven't really noticed them do
Miss
it.
Kensington. I am in your debt.
Yep.
You will repay us later. Okay, so that's it. Operation Rescue is done. We've saved everybody, now that we've met everybody. So, right. Now we can actually go into aura training.
Oh boy. They have floating platforms and occult stoplights, but they still need a bell tower? Someone's hanging on to the past.
Alright, tell us how to use our passive skill now.
I brought you to this inferno to teach you about the power I have granted you. Cold fire is an aura, which means you must activate the power and get close to an enemy before they will feel the cold embrace of the Stygian flames. Try it against these demons.
Okay, I know this seems like it's pretty much just the fire buff, but it's slightly different. Eventually. It also charges up way faster in the tutorial.
Well done. Now here comes a dark inciter. Use your aura, then get close to him to take down his shields. From there, you can finish him off with your pistol.
I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point, but yes, it takes care of shields as well.
Doesn't it feel good to watch an enemy burn?
I mean, that's probably not your favorite thing to watch your enemies do, but, you know. Glad you like different categories of murder. See, Vlad gets along well with Gat, I'm sure. They're both very creative when it comes to their passions. Okay, so, what are we doing today? Well, I mean, obviously the loyalty mission's for Vlad, but once we talk to him, then we'll get to our first mission.
I demand retribution for the violation of my home. Scour the slums for those responsible. It is impressive to find a mortal to thrive in hell. Dane Vogel makes a powerful ally.
Well, glad somebody likes him. Anyway, it's time for Torment Fraud, so let's get to seeing who our character this time is.
Dante said that the deepest circle of hell is reserved for betrayers, and as such it should come as no surprise that Troy Bradshaw found himself in the depths of hell. However, in the case of Mr. Bradshaw, Legal Lee was confident that he could find a way to game the system. After all, Troy betrayed the Saints because of his obligations to the Stillwater PD, and later, Troy turned his back on his fellow policemen because of a sense of obligation he had to the Saints. He was a man conflicted, and while the road to hell is paved with good intentions, ultimately, even in perdition, it would be cruel to punish a man for eternity for doing what they sincerely believe to be the right thing.
Right, so yeah, this time it's Troy. And you better believe I want him to get years shaved off his sentence, because, you know, even if he did technically betray us, he was actually more on our side despite being a plant from the very beginning, unlike Dex, who was a part of the gang. But absolutely was not favorable in the eyes of the boss. Anyway, since I like Troy so much, let's do this. Yeah, that's 5 million or so years shaved off your sentence, buddy. Yeah, no need to thank me, I did it for you. So anyway, other than various audio logs we might find along the way, and the fact that, we will actually end this with a story cutscene, what do we have to talk about today? Well, while we do Vlad the Impaler's missions, I actually want to do a bit of a technical talk. You know, I feel like there are topics I want to talk about more, but this is actually important. So, the intro to this game does feature your boss. You probably noticed that it was Melissa, you know, it was the design we saw at the end of Saints Row 4. So, clearly, this game does in some way import your character, right? Well, here's the thing, it does not ask you to import anything, it will just read for any data in your folders from Saints Row 4 or maybe 3. It might also count 3, I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, it does that passively, there is nothing in-game, it does not prompt you, there's nothing in the options to pull your boss, and there's no way to know what file you're pulling from. And I mentioned this because I genuinely don't know where it pulls from. Because initially, it actually gave me a version of the boss that I think was actually from my original run of Saints Row 4. Red ponytail, different tattoos. So yeah, just completely incorrect. So yeah, it wasn't using my latest file for her, and I believe I did actually, like, temporarily remove my original save file from the folder, but it still loaded the wrong one. So, I don't know how it checks for the boss, and also, once it gets one, it's very adamant about keeping that one. There might be other ways to change this, but, the way I found to fix it is, weirdly enough, in the middle of a thread that was asking about it. So, right, there is a thread, Import Boss from SR4 to Get Out of Hell by Noir7. They are not the one who provided a solution, that was a question. Instead, the thing I want to talk about is from the third page, from somebody named Thiev? Something like that. Either way, they actually created a way to import your boss from Saints Row 3 or 4, and make it so that that is your boss in Get Out of Hell. It's a little complicated, but it involves PowerShell, and I was able to figure it out, and frankly, if I can figure out something that involves PowerShell, you can figure it out too, trust me. Anytime I have to witness anything even a little bit programmy, I just start to implode. If you show me a GitHub page for something, I will cry. That's where I'm at. But yeah, I was able to figure it out, it just takes a little bit of finagling. Perfectly understandable instructions are in the downloaded files, so... As far as I can tell, there's no dedicated page to this program, which is weird because it's incredibly useful. And it is the reason I was able to have my proper boss here for this game. Even though the red ponytail is actually a decent look for her, especially in this game that is about hell. Like, I wanted my quote-unquote canon look for her to be the one we saw, because we're not seeing a lot of her anyway, but You know, if she is going to hell, I guess I eventually would have settled on her looking like this. It's fitting, it's just, this isn't her game, so I want her looking normal, I guess. Right, with that being said though, in addition to insurance fraud taking up some time, there's also a new mission type that you get once you rescue Vlad. So this is Pledge Rush.
I know this is petty, but Vlad won't stop bitching about some frat boys that tossed his castle when he was locked up. Personally, I got nothing against poli-sci majors with popped collars, but as a general rule, I like to keep people with nicknames like the Impaler happy. It'll really keep things going smoothly with Vlad if you could show up to one of the frat's pledge games and smack him around a bit. Who knows, maybe you'll make some friends. Isn't that what college is really about?
So anyway, if you had to ask me, I would be under the assumption that they had planned for telekinesis to be in this game, and my only proof is the existence of Pledge Rush. But I mean, come on, this absolutely seems like it should have been the minigame that uses telekinesis, right? Like, as it stands, this is just a hit people into portals mission. A lot of this game is auto-correcting for you. As long as you are vaguely facing one of the gates, when you hit somebody, they will fly into the gates. So yeah, there's not really much thought to it. It's a very simple mission type. So yeah, I have to assume this would have originally been where you'd use telekinesis, cause it just has the setup for it. Plus, summon doesn't really have much of a place. Although, in general, I can't say most of the powers really apply specifically to any of the activities. It's pretty much just flight for hellblazing. Other than that though, yeah, Blast is sort of used in a mission type, but you don't need to unlock it first. You don't really use Stomp for any specific missions, you don't really use Aura for any specific missions. Oh yeah, and also these aren't ranked, so as long as you just finish them, you're good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Vlad stuff.
Thanks to you, my name is feared once more. I am in your debt. Satan was a fool to turn against me.
I mean, he did put you in daycare, so I think one could forgive him for thinking he'd pulled one over on you. 'Cause, like, if you're in daycare for at least a week, I think it's safe to assume you've probably broken that person. So anyway, yeah, here's our upgrades for this episode. And this would be where we move on to the next story thing, but we have to go over our new weapons first. Our first weapon is actually very easy to find, you just need the money for it. So yeah, the vending machine. Remember that weapon I pointed out that was very expensive? Diamond Sting is our first of the 7 deadly weapons. These are special weapons. There is one for each category of weapon, other than just basic melee. Unfortunately, there are no brass knuckles, but that would be an 8th deadly sin, and you can only sin 7 different ways, there isn't a number 8. Anyway, Diamond Sting is another weapon that actually gives you money for using it, but it's even better than the sniper rifle, because it kinda just actively drops money. You do have to pick it up yourself, so it's a little annoying to use, but there's actually a power that really helps this one be even more useful. it takes the downside out of getting money from this, so honestly, Diamond Sting is such a good way to grind for money, because you just kill things with an SMG, and then there's extra money on the ground for you. Frankly, once you get your unlimited ammo upgrade for this, yeah, you can just make money forever and you won't even have to pay for everything you use. Cause yeah, for the time being we do have to pay for our clips. If I overuse this thing, it does also get a little bit pricey, but yeah, unlimited ammo and one of our superpowers will make this thing just ludicrously good for making money. The best thing to do after just doing activities is just shooting people with this. And it's an SMG, so like, it's very easy to kill people with.
See what these things can do.
Yeah, this is definitely a weapon that I'm going to be using. Like, a lot of the 7 deadly weapons are pretty good, but not all of them are quite to my taste. I think ultimately, I do use a lot of them, but
You should.
if I had to only use one, it would be difficult to decide which I'd want to use, but I would have to consider this one, because again, it's a moneymaker. Right, so while we're on the hunt for other weapons, one of our other goals is to take over marshalling grounds. You're definitely gonna want to do this one. Trust me on this.
Using exponential math for gas prices is a special form of evil. Nice job, Dane. Whatever. The Silver Bullet is the only strip club worth going to.
Hey, baby, you looking for a bad time?
Maybe. I'll get back to you.
Good old casual confirmation of Kinsey being bisexual. Which, keep this one in mind for when we eventually get to this commentary as Gat. I feel like it's an interesting difference between the two. Which, also, yeah, if you're wondering, all of the character commentaries are in the same place, so, like, if you find a spot for Kinsey, it'll also be a spot for Gat as well.
Oh, Lightning. Is there nothing you can't do? After the boss is safe, I should come by and see what the fuss is about.
So while we're working on marshalling grounds, there's another deadly weapon that we can find. It is in pieces, though.
Dane, if this is a dead drop, you shouldn't be using my name.
How did you know it was a dead drop?
It was obvious. There are 3 tacos malos in hell. The words tacos malos is made up of 10 consonants. 3 tacos malos equals 310. Drop the 0 and you have 31. And the 31 theory signifies a place of importance. The only question that remained was for whom was the space important. Now, altar is a 5-letter word, like taco, and malos, which means...
Yeah, I just like tacos.
That's disappointing.
How is it disappointing to like tacos, Kinsey? Come on.
Resources at each of the branches. Swing by all 3 and you'll be able to build a weapon.
So yeah, these are marked on the map, so don't worry about them being a little too difficult to find. As long as you have the ability to find things on the minimap, or just on the map in general, you can single them out. So anyway, back to the marshalling grounds.
Prepare yourself, mortal. Now, face the liars!
Right, so there's actually a new teleporter that opens up when you find all 5, which, by the way, if you're having trouble figuring out which spots on the map are marshalling grounds, they are actually surrounded by pentagrams, so if you find the spots that have that distinction on the map itself, you can find them. And speaking of pentagrams, once you find all the marshalling grounds and complete them, this warp opens up. Kind of the center of an even bigger pentagram. So the reason I emphasized this particular mission type, or activity type, is because you get Uriel's Edge, a flaming sword, as your melee weapon. So yeah, this doesn't have the same AoE slam as the hammer, but when you use it in a similar fashion, you know, instead of just using the straightforward slash attack, you actually wind up flinging fireballs at people. So yeah, you better believe this is one of my favorite weapons. Okay, so we've also got Dex here. Like I said, I probably could have killed Dex, you know, every time I ran into him, and I wouldn't have found him 7 times before I went hunting the 7 deadly weapons. So yeah, I probably should have taken every opportunity I got, because now we're gonna be looking for him for ages. But while we wait for him in other locations, let's do a few more audio logs.
Hate to see what the student loans look like down here.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 2. Promotion. You can never dash dreams without hope to build them in the first place, which is why I offer you a way out of the simple life of a husk. When a soul is deemed worthy, he is given a demon body, a gun, and an
It would
incredible...
be too hard to get this out of here.
Naturally, after years of torment from the demonic horde, they are all eager to be on the other end of punishment. They become the personification of cruelty and ruthlessness.
And then let's start a treasure hunt. So right, the glyphs. You probably guessed it, but yes, this is connected to the 7 deadly weapons, so once we find the treasure in every area, we get a cool new weapon.
Swimming sucks. Lava sucks. Swimming in lava definitely sucks. Another clue. Battle the glyphs. The whispers of war run rampant today.
What?
It's a password. You're terrible at spycraft. Forget it. Just give me the piece I need.
Alright, while we're in the middle of our quest to find treasure, let's take a break. We've been doing so much.
Congratulations on making so many new friends. You're really growing as a person.
It's exhausting.
You should take a break. You deserve it.
I don't take breaks.
Could you make an exception for an armchair with guns?
Yes. Yes, I could. Come on!
Alright, the chair should be nearby. Check out the rooftops.
Got it.
So right, this is also something that's shown on the map, so it's easy enough to find.
So this is what it's like to not sit cross-legged.
Oh yeah, Kinsey's sitting normally. How strange. So yes, the armchair again is not really one of my favorite weapons. It does mess with the way you move around a little bit. So, considering I do like the way you move in this game...
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 27. Judgment. The destruction of Earth has created a massive influx of souls. However, whereas Hell had infrastructure in place to process the souls quickly, Heaven languished under St. Peter's watchful eye. Even now, St. Peter is only finally processing the last batch of humanity. When the war comes, we will be ready, and God will scramble to keep up.
Making jumping awkward, and making it so you can't really dash normally, not my favorite thing. It is packed with plenty of ammo, and when you get unlimited ammo, you can just sit down and kill things with an armchair with guns, so I can certainly see the appeal to it, but it's not really my favorite type of rifle. Also, yes, it counts as a rifle. So, you're not gonna see me use this one too much. Look, I'm sorry, I just like my lava cannon. It reminds me of a Ratchet and Clank weapon. I kinda dig that one more.
Let's see what Blackbeard was hiding. Come on! Ooh, another birthday present.
I was happy that exists, but motherfuckers always gotta bring up the pad. Say hi to Lynn for me.
I'll go through every one of you. Go to heck. Matt gave me a shirt with an airbrushed dragon on it for my birthday. It was kind of awesome. Let's see what these things can do.
The Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 8, The Archdukes. Every marshalling ground is overseen by one of my Archdukes, the fiercest men and women of my army.
Viola and I always did everything together. Played together, went to college together, traveled together, formed a criminal empire together. I always thought that we would die together. Sorry, V. Beat you to the punch on that one. After you died, all I had was revenge. I never thought that I'd feel whole again. Yeah, I love you, sis. Me, you too.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 23, Sinterpol. This privatized militia is one of the two primary peacekeeper groups in Hell. Obey them, and they may only beat you within an inch of your life.
Oh look, the Bedard algorithm. How pedestrian. I should find them all in no time. Time to open that chest.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 13, The Den of Eternal Suffering. Don't let the official name scare you. This wonderful location serves as our entertainment district. Take in one of Shakespeare's passion plays, enjoy a septuple way, or maybe just settle down for a sinfully perfect hot cocoa. Here you can find it all. Yes, these delights are oppressively expensive, but is it really that different from San Francisco?
Say what you will about Blackbeard. That guy knows how to fill up a treasure chest.
Welcome to Tacos Malos. Are you here for a secret weapon or just some cinnamon twists?
Now you're just being an ass on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have the gun, please?
How can I say no to a charmer like yourself?
So say hello to our special weapon. This one's Gluttony, it's called Last Supper. And with it, you just kind of shoot frosting at people. It's apparently delicious because enemies that aren't hit with this will try to eat it off of the enemies who are hit by it.
Another clue.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 25, The Forge. For the time being, mineral rights in Hell have been granted to the Ultor Corporation, and the Forge is where they mine and process the materials that are used to build the very foundations of Hell.
I feel like that would be really awkward for anybody that happened to on both sides. Thankfully, our rampages never really leave anybody alive, so nobody actually has to worry about that. Alright, and so we have our last treasure in this mouth. If I could just get into it, that'd be great.
Say what you will about Blackbeard.
Alright, so we get our lust weapon for finding all the treasures. And hey, wouldn't you know it, the lust weapon is a shotgun. It's the Boom Chica. So yeah, it won't make enemies attack other enemies, but their infatuation will stun them, so you can use that to your advantage.
I was never destined for obscurity, but no theatre company would even entertain the idea of putting on my works, preferring to read plays written by lesser men. To them, I was a laughing stock, a fool who only wrote base comedies. I was willing to give anything to have my works be given the credit they were due. Some may question if selling my soul was worth it. Obviously, those people never met Marla.
Admittedly, I think the full auto function of the regular shotgun is potentially deadlier, especially with all the upgrades. Although, you know, I keep saying that that's true for any weapon. If it's got unlimited ammo, it's just useful. That should go without saying. But yeah, full auto is actually very deadly, but honestly, I feel like this one's just pretty useful. Yeah, why would Kinsey not use the infatuation gun? I mean, come on.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 6. Soul Drains. Runaway sins are attracted to these drains, so that every unclaimed penny can fill my coffers. I also enjoy dancing shows, and found the name ironic.
The passion plays I wrote for Satan were simple and formulaic. The context didn't matter so much as ensuring that the action was consistent and exciting. He didn't see those plays for the plot. He saw them for the spectacle of murder. That being said, the comedy about Iago and Aaron the Moor's roommates was a real hoot.
Dang. Wonder if Kilbane's inside.
By the time I showed up in Hell, Cerberus and Centerpool were already locked in a bitter fight for dominance of the marketplace.
We never would have pulled ahead if it weren't for you.
You would have pulled it off.
I'm not so sure. The strategy you put together was brilliant on both the martial and marketing side. I'm good at getting things started, but you were the one who always put the exclamation point on a plan. With us reunited, it was only a matter of time before we were on top of the world.
I knew that when the leader of the Saints came down here, he wasn't going to be interested in hearing what I had to say unless I had a pretty fucking big peace offering. Perfect opportunity came after Blackbeard robbed Satan's palace and stole Lucifer's halo. Blackbeard knew that he had to unload it fast before Centerpole raided the Barrens, so he was willing to put a price on an otherwise priceless artifact. It cost me a fortune, but it was worth it. Satan would never suspect that I had it, and I could bide my time until the leader of the Saints was hellbound. My plan was solid, but not even I could predict a shotgun wedding.
Right, so I did a ton of exploration in this one, but that's not our focus. You're here to see the new weapons, and where do we get the next one? Well, you've probably guessed, but it is killing Dex a whole lot. Which again, took me a hot minute to do, because I abstained from doing it before, and that was a mistake. But what do you get for killing Dex a whole lot?
So, you're the new boss, huh?
A talking pistol?
Calling me a gun is like calling Jesus some dude in sandals.
What are you?
I'm a gun.
But you just...
I have a name, asshole. They call me Gallows Dodger.
Well, Gallows Dodger, maybe you should talk nicer to the person who can toss you into lava.
Look, let's start over. I'm just a little antsy because I haven't killed anyone in a few minutes.
Gat's gonna love you.
Hey, Matt Mercer, you're already voicing a pirate. Can you also voice a gun? Yeah, it's just a gun that talks, and also when you kill enough things with it, it just auto-fires really powerful shots. Yeah, that sounds pretty great, right? You want to be a talking gun that does that? Cool, thanks. We figured we just, double check. We don't want to overwork you or anything. Your voice is in like 10 million other things, so we just wanted to check and make sure. Anyway, though, yeah, let's get some upgrades. Thanks to the Diamond Sting, I do have a whole lot of money. It could be more money, but I've got plenty. Which means I can make it so that the Gallows Dodger is just stupidly broken, even before I give it its upgrades. Yeah, the Gallows Dodger is another one that I'm just going to be using a lot. See, it's this Ural's Edge and the Diamond Sting that I think are all just really good. And so, like, I don't know if I could choose only one deadly weapon. I need to keep the Matt Mercer gun, I'm sorry. It's important. But also, cool flaming sword, though. And also, gun that makes me money. I can't say no to any of these. So anyway, you might have noticed, I've only found 6 deadly weapons. And that's because the final deadly weapon is found from a chance encounter when you've maxed out your notoriety. So, in most cases, when you max out your notoriety gauge, you get an Archduke. However, sometimes when you max the gauge out... Guess who? That's right, you saw pink, it's Genki. You thought you could escape Genki just because you were in hell. If anything, this is where Genki thrives. You fool, you utter imbecile. Yes, that was actually him in the simulation, but also it's him here for real too. Genki is just everywhere. You can't escape him. It's Genki. So yes, all you need to do to get the last deadly weapon is to kill Genki, which, isn't particularly difficult in of itself. He's got a reputation as being tough, but I've never really had too much trouble taking him down. He does have a lot of HP, but eventually he does go down, and he gives you the Greed weapon. The Ark of the Covenant. So yeah, with this one, you suck up souls and then fire them out. So yeah, this doesn't work by the usual rules of unlimited ammo or clip changes, since it is a very particular weapon that has its own function. But with that said, that is the 7th and final of the special weapons we get. All of the 7 deadly weapons have red rings as their little portrait in the weapons menu. That's a thing that's unique to them that they get.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 33. The Deadly Sins. No longer just delightful pastimes. Pride, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, greed, and sloth have
Final
become
Hell
personified
Blaster.
in the form of weapons. Only the most deserving wretched soul will be blessed with one of these treasured artifacts.
I guess that probably would have been better to get that at the start of the episode, but I didn't remember exactly where it was. Honestly, it was a stroke of luck that I ran into it here. But, yeah, they all have that red ring around them, so you can tell that they are a special weapon. As a note, though, any weapon, whether it's one of the 7 deadly or otherwise, gets a golden background if you fully upgrade it. Again, this is not unique to the 7 deadly weapons, but, I mean, if you want the fanciest looking roster, I guess you just have the 7 deadly weapons and have them all maxed out so that they have the gold background. Next episode, I'm going to change my loadout a bit. You can probably guess which weapons I'm more enamored with, based on how much I've talked about them. So yeah, say goodbyes to the ones you can probably assume I'm not going to keep, because I'm probably not going to keep them. I've made it known which of these weapons I really, really like, so yeah, we'll see what my final loadout is next time. And in addition to that, we will also I mean, get everything. The main event, of course, is going to be the altars, which is all of the other superpowers we get, and some of them are pretty cool. Again, I really wish these showed up in more of the loyalty missions so that the game forced you into getting them. I gotta get all these on my own time, which means we're not gonna get quite as much time with each of them, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we'll be getting the rest of everything, including all of the audio logs, all of the observations, which, hey, means we're gonna be able to see Gat again. It's been so long since we've seen him out of cutscenes. Which, granted, this is a shortened LP, so you haven't been without him for nearly as long as I have. I've spent most of this game as Kinsey, so it's gonna be weird, but next time on Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, we're actually going to be playing as Johnny Gat again. I know, wild, isn't it?
I heard from Jezebel. She's ready to sneak you in.
Sounds good. I'll be there soon.
Jezebel's plan worked flawlessly, and when the time was right, she made her way to the bowels of the palace. But while she successfully managed to breach the castle walls to let Johnny in, she did not go unnoticed.
Put that toy down, Mr. Gat.
And why would I do that?
Oh, because if you don't, I'll break Jezebel's beautiful neck.
She's your daughter.
I'll say something kind at her funeral. Drop it. I knew it. It's you. It's always been you.
What you talking about?
You love her.
I really don't.
You love her! Ah, Johnny, my boy! I misjudged you. You've shown loyalty by walking into hell. You've shown cunning by robbing me. You've shown brutality by killing my generals. And now you're willing to sacrifice yourself for my daughter. You're the man who should be my son. Defiant to the end. Now listen, boy. You've proven your spirit, but don't presume to push me further.
Let him go.
Not now, Jesse. The men are talking.
Dad, let him go.
Look how you inspire her. She wants to kill me. You bring out the best in her. I'll offer you a deal, Mr. Gat. Marry my daughter, and I'll allow your companion to leave with the President's soul. It's your choice. You know where to find me.
The President's soul was within Johnny's grasp. All he had to do was marry Satan's daughter.